Sue, we appreciate you being here. Sue's got a question about the incoming transfers. I believe that you guys got a chance to talk to all of them except for Julian Sayin. Did it appear as though they are getting acclimated? They've come a long way. They like the area. They like what they've seen thus far.
Aside from the snow, back when we talked to him, no. From everything I've heard, everything is going well, and this is where Mickey Marotti, he has control of the team essentially right now through workouts, and this is where the new players integrate and ingratiate themselves to their teammates, because they see the work that is being put in. Everybody respects all of the work that everybody's doing. They see who's working and who's not, and that's how you build the respect of your teammates, through those workouts. And so everything I've heard has been fine. I know there's the I don't even want to talk about it, the stupid rumor that somebody started about Caleb Downs wanting to transfer to Michigan, which is just started by some Michigan troll. And you just, if you I would encourage people just to look at people who are tweeting stuff and look at their bio and seriously look at it, and just try not just, I don't want to say assume most of everything you see on Twitter is a lie, because that's not true. Just feel free to double check on a lot of this stuff, because if it seems odd, pretty good chance it is.
That's why I tell people from time to time that want me to be more of a breaking news outlet. Nope, that's not going to be. First of all, it's a losing game, losing proposition. I don't have enough contacts. Number two, no, don't need to be wrong on things. Don't want to jump to conclusions and report things just to be the first. Not going to do that. All right, Tony, what's going on this week?
I have started my positional spring previews. Did the offensive line yesterday, doing, I think, defensive ends today. Dropped a notebook from today as well about just stuff going on, people talking. So you can find that at BuckeyeHuddle.com. And we will be wrapping up our Buckeye Weekly. We'll be wrapping up our spring positional previews tomorrow with, I think, the defensive line. And then on Thursday, I believe, is our 1000th episode. So we'll be doing a live show for that. So look for that.
Guess they rack up pretty often when you do them every day. Wow, 1,000. We've been here for a long time. We're at 256. 1,000 shows for Tony. Show up for that, folks. Steve, what's going on this week?
Well, headed to the Combine, and we'll be filing reports from over there beginning tomorrow with all the interviews that all the Ohio State guys are doing. So looking forward to that, and also tracking both men's and women's basketball. Huge day, obviously, on Sunday. The women clinched the Big Ten. The men upset Michigan State. Span of 8 days, Jake Diebler beat a pair of Hall of Fame coaches with Matt Painter from Purdue and Tom Izzo from Michigan State. So I'd say that's a pretty, on the 9th day, he rested apparently. So yeah, it's been a good run here for them. And, as I was pounding the table, they're not dead yet. The patient does have a pulse. So we'll see if they can carry it over Thursday against Nebraska, women Wednesday against Michigan, going for outright championship at this point.
Tony reminded us on Twitter that Randy Ayers' 1990 team made it at 16-12. I do remember that because I went to class at Kent State the next day.
Yep.
And my coaching football guy who was on the Kent State football was all up in arms because Kent State made it to the conference championship game and they were 22-8 or whatever the record was. And Ohio State's making it. They're 16-12. Look at the schedule.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, real quick, if Ohio State, because I had somebody ask me, can Ohio State make the tournament? And I look, if they win out and make it to the Big Ten tournament championship game, they'll be 23-12.
Yeah.
And they'll have some really good wins along the way. So
yeah, I think that, obviously if they go in, I think if they win these next 3 games, they could position themselves outside the bottom 4, where they would only have to win 4 games in 4 days, which last year they won 3 games and then lost in the semifinals to Purdue. The idea that anybody would win 4 games in 4 days to go to the NCAA tournament is just, it happens like once a decade. It's so outrageous, but for them to have pulled off what they've already pulled off just in the last 8 days has been nothing short of remarkable. So anything's possible. As far as at large, they didn't get much of a bump in the net. They moved up to 60 after they beat Purdue, back down to 66 after they lost to Minnesota, and they're like 65 or 66 today still after beating Michigan State. The problem is they're now up to like 28 data points in that formula to where one game isn't going to give you that bump as maybe a December or January game would. So you kind of are what your numbers say you are at this point, which is on the outside looking in. All you can do is win games. I think if they can win these 3 and maybe go 2-1 in the conference tournament, get to the semis or whatever Friday, maybe, but too many games they pissed away early on. Indiana, Penn State, Iowa, just too many games that Michigan, for God's sake. I mean, God, Michigan's the worst Big Ten team I can recall in years. So, yeah, there's 3 or 4 right there that they should have back.